they're putting it out on the line, having the courage to stand up, to speak out, to act. Most of us, some of us, have felt that we can't do anything, that we have no voice, that we are trapped under this huge system of corporate corruption and political corruption. And I personally have found a vehicle that empowered me. And that is, if some of you have heard of change.org, unbelievable, really great website. I have a few big petitions out here. They need about 1 million signatures. And if you can take a look and sign your beautiful autographs, it would be appreciated. One is Stop the Monsanto Protection Act. And have any of you seen the beautiful striped lines on our beautiful skies? Have you seen them? Petition, stop chemtrail trailing. Stop chemtrail spraying, stratospheric aerosol engineering. There are about 9-10 pages in this group and in Monsanto and against the GMOs on change.org. And we have many people who are suffering quietly. And they have no voice, they don't have the money to fight back. And it's against the big banks. And another petition is, U.S. government, take banks to trial. Enough! Get rid of our corrupt government. EPA, another one. EPA massively increased, doubled allowable toxic herbicide levels, and it goes a little bit on. I don't have the paper with me, but it's a little bit high title.
I just posted a change.org. I just also placed one a couple of days ago. I only have about 50 signatures right now. It's on change.org, and it's for the New York City Parks Department to stop using Roundup, which has got glyphosate in it. If you can find my petition, it's stopping using Roundup on crops and change.org. What's the best way they can find that?
Yeah, go to change.org.
Go to change.org, look for it, you'll find it. My name's on it, Christopher H. Brown.
Thank you very much, and let's make a change. Now we're going to have. I don't know how to do it. Now we're going to have someone over here to do the Know Your Rights training.
How y'all doing? My name's Chepe. I work with Mutant Legal Collective, Just Info Legal Collective, Cop Watch, and a variety of other things. If you've ever been to one of these Monsanto things, hopefully you have people's mics, some of the things I'm about to talk about. So really quickly, this is a super shortened version of a Know Your Rights training. I really strongly advocate that you reach out to me, and I'm going to give you contact info at the end of this, to get a full training for you, your group of friends, the people in your apartment building, your collective, your political project, whatever else. We'll give you a full free Know Your Rights training and security culture training. We are surrounded by police barricades by the largest police force in the country, and the police in this country engage in about 13 million arrests every year, and out of those 13 million arrests, there is the largest prison population in the history of the world, right here in the United States of America, which is predominantly black and Latino. Exactly. And police and prisons were created, and they escalate the prison population when they have to privatize things, whether that is land, water, food, people, human beings. So we're going to do a march in a minute, and we're not going to be protesting the police specifically, although we should always try to link our struggles. But I want to talk briefly about how to stay safe in the streets in what is going to be a non-permitted but safe and consented to by the city march. So really quickly, first of all, the first thing that happens if a police officer approaches you, and they don't approach you as they do young black and Latino men, which is very violently aggressively, if they just approach you, the first thing that you do is, and I'm going to ask you to repeat it, this is really weird, this is the first time I did this not on a people's mic at the Monsanto march. I've been at other places on a mic, but y'all are changing on me, you know? So first thing is you say, am I free to go? 1, 2, 3. And if they say yes, what do you do? There you go. Y'all are an easy crowd. The second thing, if they say no for whatever reason, the second thing you say is, am I being detained? 1. And if they say no, what do you do? Yeah, so easy. You just start walking. So if they try to detain you, it's very important that you try to de-escalate the situation, that you not get indignant. I think a lot of people in this crowd may not have regular experience with the police, as a lot of communities in this country and in this city do. And so it's important that you not get super indignant, because police are a force of violence. And even though they may be trouncing on your rights and not respecting your rights, you don't want to escalate the situation, because you wouldn't escalate the situation against a cornered boar, right? When a wild hog is in a corner, you don't escalate. So you don't escalate with the police. The next thing is, if they attempt to enter your pockets or enter your bags, enter anything, more than a frisk, but actually enter, what do you say? Anybody know? I do not consent to this search. 1, 2, 3. And that's true on the public transit system, that's true when you're marching right now, that's true anywhere else. Do not resist violently. But you should say this, because these are all phrases that come from Supreme Court decisions. So then they want to talk to you. If they want to talk to you before you've been detained, if they want to talk to you once you've been detained or arrested, in any other case, you say, I'm going to remain silent, as is my Fifth Amendment right. I want to speak to a lawyer. 1, 2, 3. I knew it was going to peter out at the end. They just made a Supreme Court decision that made it harder for me. We're going to do that again. So, I'm going to remain silent, as is my Fifth Amendment right. I want to speak to a lawyer. Everybody got that? 1, 2, 3. Everybody said it, even if you said it a little off key. You know, we can all sing together. So those are the basics. If you have a mask today, very quickly, first of all, they may arrest you, and you should know that, and you should attempt to request that they ask you to take the mask off first. Technically, the mask law only works if there's more than one person with a mask. However, the police don't always obey that. And technically, here's the other thing. Technically, it is not unlawful in New York City to wear a mask if you are on your way to a masquerade ball. So hopefully you have your masquerade ball tickets if you're wearing a mask today. So those are the basics. If anybody has any questions, we actually do hour-and-a-half long Know Your Rights trainings for collectives, for communities, for friends, for family. Several people in the crowd have been to mine. The contact info is, and maybe I'll do that as a people's mic as well, mutantlegal@riseup.net. Can y'all do that with me? 1, 2, 3. mutantlegal@riseup.net. And you can contact me directly at militant@riseup.net. 1, 2, 3. militant@riseup.net. My name is Chepe. We are happy to do trainings for you. They're free. We do them all over the city of New York, and occasionally we do them outside. Have a wonderful and safe movement, but also have a movement that puts some fucking fire into their asses and scares the shit out of these capitalist motherfuckers. See you later, people.
Okay, that was great.